My guests today are with the Brunswick County Juvenile Crime Prevention Council. They are three very nice ladies who work in different offices, but all of them work under the auspices of the Brunswick County Juvenile Crime Prevention Council, if I got that out right. Ladies, thanks for coming to our show. We appreciate it. Thanks. At the far end is Anita Handler. Did I get that right?
Yes, sir.
We have two Erins, Erin Ditta and Erin Hagen. Thanks again. I want to go to you, Ms. Ditta, first. Tell us just a little bit about Coastal Horizon and what you do under the umbrella of what we call the JCPC program.
Coastal Horizon Center is a nonprofit organization that provides mental health services, criminal justice services, and crisis intervention services to a wide spectrum of population. And under Coastal Horizon Center, I work in the prevention department, where we have a grant that funds Strengthening Families program under the Brunswick County Juvenile Crime Prevention Council.
Okay, that was a mouthful, but you did it very well. In my notes, I have the Strengthening Families program.
Yes.
Let's talk about that. Tell us what you do, or what the program does.
The Strengthening Families program is offered here in Brunswick County to families of youth 10 to 14. The youth and the parents come to the program. We provide them with a free meal, and then we separate into a youth and a parent group, come back together for a family group. And the program, we focus on family bonding, communication, building life skills within the youth.
Okay, are these youth 10 to 14?
10 to 14.
Are they in jeopardy with the law or otherwise
The program's open to any youth 10 to 14 within Brunswick County.
Okay.
We do get our referrals through the Department of Juvenile Justice, but the program is open to anybody within Brunswick County.
They and their parents come to your office?
Correct.
How often? And
the program lasts 7 weeks, and once we have a full referral, then about 8 to 10 families. We meet 7 weeks at a set location, 7 consecutive weeks. And
okay, and so during that 7-week program, you cover a handful of major topics, I'm assuming. What are some of those?
Communication.
Right.
We do touch on substance use prevention a little bit. Just resistance skills within the youth.
Okay. So with 7 weeks, you managed to put on a number of those on an annual basis.
We have 3 per fiscal year.
Okay. And again, so our viewers will know, all this is under the auspices of the JCPC, and the JCPC funds your program?
Correct.
Am I pretty close?
The Brunswick County JCPC funds my program and a few other agencies within Brunswick County for at-risk youth.
Okay, great. Thank you. And I may come back to you, but that's a good start.
Thank you.
I want to go to you, Ms. Handler.
Yes, sir.
We're talking with you about the restitution program. Our viewers know what restitution is, but it's a little more complicated than that. Tell us about it.
Well, it's actually the Restitution and Community Service Program.
Thank you.
And we receive referrals from a variety of sources. The youth can be from ages 7 to 17.
Okay.
And they come to our program after they might have had a run-in with the law or brush with the law.
Sure.
And they're referred to us to work off community service hours that may have been assigned to them, and or restitution hours or to work off some monies they may owe to a victim.
Okay, how do they do that?
They work we have a couple sources or locations. Our main location is at the Government Center in Brunswick County, and we have a botanical garden. And I have approximately 5 volunteers. They're retired persons that are master gardeners.
Right.
And they invest some time with our youth along with myself and my assistant, Monica Bender. And the youth come to our program and we teach them gardening skills. And also, they put the gardening skills to work in our botanical garden, be it, pruning. We teach them how to prune the variety of different plants, be it a tree or a shrub. We also maintenance around the garden, breaking leaves this time of year,
right.
Just doing the general cleanup, cutting back the perennials that may have passed. But in doing so, we're trying to teach the youth about the variety of plants and how to
Sure.
maintain them and take care of them. So maybe someday they'll have a home of their own and they'll put those skills to work, or maybe they'll like a job in the landscaping field.
Sure.
We also have an off-site program that's run, and because the youth of Brunswick County come from a variety of locations, sometimes getting to the complex may be a difficult task for the families. So we offer an off-site program where we move around in the county, and they'll work at firehouses, city halls, beach cleanups, things of that sort, working towards their community service hours and or their restitution hours. So
How many students are with you at any particular time?
Oh, it varies from week to week. We've had as many as, I'd say 15 in one day to as little as maybe 2 or 3, but it does vary from week to week.
Right.
So.
Well, our viewers, most of them will know what a master gardener is. They're terrific, and they're in good hands when they're working with them.
We couldn't run the program without those master gardeners and their hours and dedication.
And because I work at the complex and see the botanical garden occasionally, I want our viewers to know what a terrific asset it is, and what an interesting place it is to spend a few minutes.
Well, we appreciate that. Thank you.
Now, back to the restitution. The students who may be responsible for several, say, X dollars of restitution,
Yes.
they work on a per hour basis and earn enough funds, at least we'll call them funds, in theory, to work off their restitution. And then where do those dollars actually come from?
The dollars come from a fund through the JCPC program, and they allot so much money towards restitution.
Right. Okay, I see. So the dollars come from the fund to pay the victim,
That's correct.
right?
Right.
Okay. Brunswick County Restitution and Community Service Program. That's a mouthful.
It is.
Okay. I may come back, but thanks for that. Erin Hagen, you're the director of the Teen Court Program.
Yes.
If you live in Brunswick County and have lived here for at least a year or two, you probably know about the Teen Court Program just because it's so well known
I hope so. Yes.
and produces such great results. Tell us a little bit about what you do.
Well, Teen Court is a diversion program for first-time juvenile offenders. So kids 11 through 17 who have been charged with a misdemeanor can be referred to Teen Court. And what we do in the program is actually put them through a court trial that is run by teenagers. So all of the court roles, the defense attorney, prosecuting attorney, jurors, clerks, and bailiffs are all local teenagers from the 5 high schools in Brunswick County that are volunteering their time to help out their fellow teens. And we also have a great group of volunteers from the Kiwanis Club of Oak Island Southport, as well as defense attorneys, local defense attorneys,
Right.
prosecuting attorneys,
And judges.
judges that help facilitate this process. And our jurors have a list of sanctions that they choose from based on the offense that the defendant has committed. And once the trial is over, the jury goes and deliberates and decides what the fate is of that particular defendant.
And if I could toot your horn a little bit, it's been enormously successful.
Yes, before I got here, actually, it's been around since 1999, and the partnership with communities and schools in the district attorney's office, as well as the Juvenile Crime Prevention Council in Brunswick County Schools, has really made it the strength that it is.
You've already described the process, but take us through one student who may be charged with a particular offense and walk us through it very briefly.
As soon as a child is charged, depending on where that referral is from, is how the process starts. If they are 15 and under, they will go through the Department of Juvenile Justice, which is also at the courthouse. They'll meet with the juvenile court counselor, and then he'll decide if teen court is an appropriate diversion option.
I see. It's a diversion program from the normal court system.
Right. Once he sends that person to me, there's a letter that's sent to the home that if they would like to go ahead and participate in the teen court program, they first meet with me for an intake process. I use that time to gather information about their case, learn a little bit about the defendant and their family, and then give them kind of the details of the program and do the appropriate paperwork that's required to participate. And then they're given a court date. As soon as their court date comes, they go through the court process. They meet with me on their sanctions. They sign a contract before they leave that
Right.
night. They'll also meet with Miss Anita on community service as well. And then from that point on, they're required to attend a certain number of sessions based on the jury's decision. There may be essays that they have to write, letters of apology, community service hours that they have to complete. And they have 90 days to complete everything that's assigned to them.
The student has to agree to the diversion program.
Right. They have to admit guilt in order to participate.
In the vast majority of the cases, do they do so?
Yes.
90+%?
Yeah, we have about a 95% completion rate, 98% actually in the last year.
Yeah. It may not be your program as such, but we have a similar program in the middle schools, do we not?
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
Peer Court is an extension of Teen Court through communities and schools of Brunswick County. I also oversee those programs.
Okay, good. I wasn't sure of that.
Yeah. We have peer court coordinators that are also our success coaches for communities and schools that are at Cedar Grove Middle, Shallotte Middle, Leland Middle, and South Brunswick Middle. And so they're kind of mini versions of the Teen Court program. The kids go through the same process.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And because the program's been around for a while, I happen to know that there are success stories from students who were part of the program 8 or 9 or 10 years ago, who have now completed high school, college, and sometimes advanced degrees and gone on to pretty distinguished careers. Am I right?
Mm-hmm. You are. There's quite a few of them.
Yeah. Yeah. We've run out of time. I wish we could speak with each of you at much greater length. All of you are involved in our youth. We thank you for that. Our viewers will appreciate the fact that you're there looking out for them and caring for them. I thank each of you for being with us here today.
Thank you.
Thank you.